A Fox News alert, new details emerging this morning about the beheading of a second American journalist by the terror group ISIS. So will the president finally take some decisive action, or do our current rules of engagement limit our ability to kill the enemy? Joining us right now is the author of Level Zero Heroes, Iraq and Afghanistan War vet, Michael Golombeski. That is.
There you go, you got it.
Michael, good morning to you.
Good morning.
All right. You heard the president a little while ago. What'd you think about? He was talking about, maybe I misspoke. It sounded like I misspoke last week, saying we don't have a strategy. We do. It's to destroy ISIS.
You know, it's one of those things that we've just seen it too often with this president. It's indecisiveness, and the service members and the warfighters on the ground don't need that in their commander-in-chief. They need clear guidance. They need a clear mission, because they'll execute. They'll execute to the best of their ability. You just need to be a leader.
You know, in terms of strategy, we keep hearing about what we're not going to do. We're not going to put boots on the ground. Without that, can ISIS, in your estimation, be defeated?
You know, it's a hard question, because by no means can the U.S. Armed Forces be defeated. We can go in with a ground war and we could root out every single one of them. But it's an underlying problem that's in the region, that you stop one fire, another fire comes out. And we don't see these guys as individual groups. So ISIS, and then, like I said, Al-Qaeda in Yemen, Taliban, they're all cut from the same thread. They're just a bunch of thugs that use fear to intimidate people that know nothing but being suppressed. For generations, that's all they've known in this region, is to be under somebody's thumb.
So a lot of people saying, well, this time, the UAE is concerned, Qatar's concerned,
they should
Turkey's concerned, Saudi Arabia is concerned, you have Jordan concerned. So and the Kurds obviously fight and are concerned.
Yes.
So should maybe we get them in on this strategy? Might that be the key to success long term?
They should already be in the strategy. This is their backyard. These are their people. These are Sunnis killing Shiites. This is a regional problem for them, and they need to take care of it. They all need to step up. I'm tired of seeing the U.S. have to come in and police up and pick up after this garbage that they should be taking care of.
Well, one of the problems, though, Michael, and you write about it in your book, is that when the United States steps up, we've got these rule of engagements that essentially oftentimes handcuff us with our right arm behind our back.
Yes. It's, I look at it with the analogy of, you take the U.S. military, you're taking a prize-winning boxer. Right before you put him in the ring, you're taking one arm and tying it behind his back. And I don't care how good of a boxer he is, he's going to lose that fight.
Give us an example. Exactly.
Towards the latter half of the Afghan war, the rules of engagement became more and more restrictive. A lot of this stemmed out of political pressure and media pressure with exposure to Afghanistan with civilian casualties. And at the time, General Stanley McChrystal, who was the ISAF commander of Afghanistan, started putting in more and tighter restrictive rules on how we could react and offensively and defend ourselves.
Is what you're saying that we cannot, the way these rules are right now of engagement, we can't win wars?
No, you can't. You can't win wars when you restrict the warfighters in a way that hampers their ability and what they've been trained to do. Because warfighters and the guys on the ground are going to do the very best. They would go to every precaution and to every degree to make sure there's no civilians or any type of collateral damage. Don't hamper them. Don't baby them. Don't put your thumb on them and follow them around on the battleground. Let them do what they do.
Right, and we wouldn't be bombing Berlin in World War II because civilians would have died, and if we had that strategy. Karen and Bill Vaughn joined us. Their son Aaron died. He's a Navy SEAL, SEAL Team 6, aboard a chopper, and they said this about the president, his actions, and what they'd like to see done.
The thing that we've always believed as Americans is that if you take our sons and daughters to war, your ultimate goal should be victory. And that has never been the goal of this administration. And Billy and I are fed up with watching families suffer the same thing that we've suffered, losing our only son, at the hands of an administration and, frankly, senior military leaders who do not care about the boots on the ground, who care more about political positioning than the human cost of our sons and daughters being slaughtered on the battlefield, with rules of engagement that favor their enemy.
Is that basically what you're saying?
That's absolutely correct. Absolutely. The politicians and the elements that influence the government are so far removed from the bullets and the RPGs and the firefights that they cannot comprehend what it is like to do and how to react and accomplish missions that are assigned when you're hampered like this.
Real quick, are you disappointed in the captains and lieutenants and
No.
the generals that don't stick up for you guys when it comes to the politicians?
You know, you really don't get into that type of intertwining with politics and the top levels of the military until you get up into like the general staffs and when they have influence and they've got contacts back in Washington.
It's political at that point.
Yeah, it's all it is.
All right. Michael, once again, your book is called Level Zero Heroes. Check it out. Michael Golombeski. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And thanks for your service.
Absolutely.
We sure do appreciate that. Ainsley, our hottest here, standing